Hi everyone, this is Mrs. Kitchen and I'm really excited to be doing an autocomplete interview. Oh, thank you. Thank you. You're good. Thank you. So we're gonna start with this one. Does Mrs. Kitchen have a husband? Yes, I do. I have a husband. He's actually helping me film this, and we have been married for 16 years, so I do have a husband. Does Mrs. Kitchen, let's see if I can go this way, have kids? I don't have human kids, but I do have a fur baby. Let me get her to show you. Come here, babe. This is my fur baby. Her name is Hundi. She's a rescue puppy, and I love her. She's been in our lives for about 10 years, huh? Does Mrs. Kitchen have a favorite student? No, I do not. I love all of my students in different ways, but the same amount, because everybody has different talents and everybody's unique. So no, I don't really have a favorite student. Does Mrs. Kitchen have a hobby? I sure do. I actually have a couple of hobbies. I like to make cards and do paper crafts and other crafts. And I love to read. And I also do blogs, and I also make YouTube videos. So I do have a few hobbies. What is Mrs. Kitchen's favorite color? So I think anybody who's had me as a teacher knows that my favorite color is purple. It's the best color, I'm sorry. I just couldn't choose anything else. What is Mrs. Kitchen's favorite food? Well, if you're talking about food for dinner, I really like something called sausage ring that my mom makes. It's kind of like pizza inside of something, but without the red sauce. So it's a ring of dough, and then inside it's got sausage and cheese and some egg to hold it all together. It's really good. It's really good with salad, so I like sausage ring. What is Mrs. Kitchen's favorite animal? Well, my absolute favorite animal is obviously my baby puppy, but other animals that I like include unicorns, which are mystical creatures, and also butterflies and scarlet macaws. If you don't know what a scarlet macaw is, Google it. What is Mrs. Kitchen's birthday? Good question. My birthday is in May, and it is May 13th. I was actually born on Mother's Day, and I was my mom and dad's first child, so that's kind of cool. Where was Mrs. Kitchen born? I was born in Utah. That's where my parents met and got married. That's where I still have a lot of family living as well. So I was born in Utah. Where did Mrs. Kitchen grow up? I actually grew up in Kent, Washington, which is a suburb of Seattle. And then we moved here when I was a teenager. So it's like I grew up kind of in Seattle, but then I also kind of grew up in Kansas. Where did Mrs. Kitchen attend second grade? That's a great question. I attended second grade at Cedar Valley Elementary in Covington, Washington. And my second grade teacher's name was Mrs. Radford. She's one of my favorite teachers. And we also had a student teacher that year, Mrs. Rice, and it was a really fun year. Where did Mrs. Kitchen go to college? That's a really good question. And I have a follow-up question, which time? Because I went to college 2 different times. I went to WSU right out of high school, and I went there for music education. And then I decided maybe I wanted to be a teacher that was in the classroom. And so I decided to become a para so that I could see if that's what I wanted to do. And so then after I was done with that job, I went and I finished my degree in teaching at Butler Community College, and then I graduated from Emporia State University. Hornets, stingers up, right? Okay, yeah. Did Mrs. Kitchen, this is a long one. Let's see what this one says. Did Mrs. Kitchen, have other jobs besides teaching? I actually did, because in high school you can't be a teacher. So my first job was at Brahms, and I worked there for 3 years. So if you ever want to know how to make anything on the Brahms menu, I can tell you. And then I also worked as a waitress. I was a telemarketer for 2 horrible months. What else did I do? Oh, I did billing. I was a billing clerk. And so that's where I learned how to type really fast, which was awesome, and it's really helpful. So yeah, those are some of my other jobs. All right, did Mrs. Kitchen always want to teach? I'm gonna say yes, because even as a child, here's a funny story for you. I would try and teach my siblings things. So when I was like 7 or 8, one of my sisters was 4-ish, 5-ish. And so I decided I was going to teach her how to read. And I even set up a fake library in my room where I put library cards inside of the books, and I made her check them out, and then I would teach her how to read. Was it functional and did it work? I'd like to say yes, but I don't really think so. So yes, I have always wanted to teach. Did Mrs. Kitchen like school growing up? Yes, I did. I really liked school. I really liked going and being with my friends and learning new things. And I really enjoyed high school, where I got to meet some really cool teachers that I still stay in touch with now. So yeah, I did like school. Did Mrs. Kitchen like student teaching? Yes, I loved student teaching. I got to student teach in the Circle School District, and I got to student teach in kindergarten and then 2nd grade. And it was a really good experience for me. I learned a lot. So yes, I did enjoy student teaching. Last one. Is Mrs. Kitchen happy being a teacher? Yes, I love my job. I really love getting to go and work with kids every day and learn from them and teach them things. And so I am very happy being a teacher. Is Mrs. Kitchen a fan of something? Yes, I am a fan of staying home on the weekends. And I'm also a fan of naps during thunderstorms. And I'm also a fan of murder mysteries and true crime and crafting, but I am not a fan of zombies or moths. No zombies, no moths. Butterflies, okay, moths, no. Okay. Is Mrs. Kitchen meeting her wigs? Oh, way to call me out. Yes and no. So some of my wigs I am meeting, and the ones that I am not, I had accountability partner group with my husband on Sunday, and I revamped some of them. So I'm happy to report that that is going better, but I'm grateful for this question because I do need to do better on my wigs. How are you guys doing on your wigs? All right. Is Mrs. Kitchen, this is a 2-parter, is Mrs. Kitchen enjoying working from home? Is Mrs. Kitchen enjoying working from home? Well, yes and no. It's kind of nice getting to stay at home and not have to get up earlier to get ready to go and then drive for 20 minutes. But I'm also really sad that I don't get to see all of my friends every day. So I guess if I had to be honest, I'm not really enjoying working from home because I miss the Hyde Beagles and the Hyde family and the Hyde community. So yeah, thanks for joining me. See you later, friends. Bye.